Alright guys, today we are gonna be reacting to Born Again Virgin is a shame for her past in dating and shuts down. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Let's jump in.
What are the primary things that they're teaching you though, the dating coaches?
Well, according to Stefan Speaks, there's stuff more so in regards to like chemistry, connection, and compatibility. And I've also read a book by Don Maslar that it's more like biochemical stuff. So it helps me understand about like, not being affectionate too soon and just like how women produce oxytocin and we bond.
Wait, are you talking about sex?
Yeah,
or
sex, affection. Well, from my understanding, I think it's sex. It's about sex.
So
not
wait,
affection.
there's a book about not fucking too soon?
Yeah,
basically?
it's called Men Chase, Women Choose by Don Maslar.
Is it a recent book or?
I don't know if it's recent, but
Okay.
she's
So
a
are you waiting until
psychologist.
marriage?
For who I'm dating, yeah.
To have sex?
Yeah.
You're gonna
To
wait?
be intimate, yeah.
You're waiting until marriage?
Yes.
Are you a virgin?
I'm not comfortable answering that.
She's
I'm
not
sorry.
a virgin. There we go. I'm not comfortable to answer that. If you're a virgin, you say no. You say if you're a virgin, you say yes. But if you're not a virgin, you say no. Oh my God.
I mean, that means no,
There
right?
we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said when it comes to being affectionate, in the past, you were affectionate more quickly.
Not necessarily. I think that I was misinterpreting, like, understanding what happens to me with affection, like how people get attached with affection or communicating too much too soon and not really like asking like good questions that can kind of reflect if we are compatible and if this is a good investment of our time.
How fast? What's the fastest you've been affectionate with a man in the past?
Like, well, affection. You mean like holding hands, like simple?
Oh, I thought we
or
were
just
talking
like-
about sex.
No.
I thought you said affectionate. It's
No,
interchangeable. Okay. I mean, but have you hooked up with someone relatively quickly?
No,
For a
that's
second,
not
third
a part
date?
of my history. No.
Never?
No.
So you've made all your previous exes wait a month, 2 months, 3 months, a couple days?
I'm not comfortable answering my sexual.
It's a dating podcast.
I know, I
Right,
understand.
like-
I'm not comfortable.
Like you should have just done your research before you even came to the podcast. But somehow these things are gonna be serious. At that point, if I was the host, right, I would simply tell her like, well, you knew the consequences. If you cannot answer the question, you cannot be here. Why I'm saying here? Why I'm saying that, right? And if she doubles down, say I'm not gonna answer the question. Okay, goodbye. What happens there? Well, again, you set up a tone of what is the podcast rules. But then she doesn't want to answer the question. That means that the next one is not gonna answer the question. Then the next one, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it's become like a snowball effect. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
Comfortable with that. Thank you, though.
In any case, do you think it's going to be, and are you newly religious? Or have you always been Christian?
I've had. I'm still exploring my spirituality and like my faith and stuff and like my values in that regard. So it does become a little.
Would you say you're on a journey?
Yeah. And I think that's very important, for me personally. So I can't give like definite answers, but I'm definitely trying to work towards that because I do have a lot of, things that I do on a daily.
Are you born again? Is that?
I was baptized, when I was 15.
Well, don't you think it's going to be a bit of a hard sell to a guy that this next guy that you meet, he has to wait until marriage to have sex, but you've had sex with men who were not previously married to you? Don't you think that's a bit of a hard...
But you're assuming that, and I did not speak on that. Can we keep my sexual history private?
Nah,
I mean, it's a
Thank
dating
you.
podcast. It's
understand
within the
that.
purview of the conversation.
Well, I mean, dating to me is more so about getting to know people, and
Well,
then
I mean,
you
I
choose
asked
to
you
be in a
earlier.
relationship.
I asked you earlier. You said you've been single for 2 years. I asked if you were celibate, and you said, "Yeah, I've been celibate for 2 years." So, I mean, I know you don't want to talk about it,
Well,
but
when you were saying, like, these 2 years, if I was
you're not a
celibate, I was
virgin.
saying yes.
It's okay. We're all adults here. This is a fairly, I mean, the average age of the panel here is in their 30s. Sex is it's not a super taboo thing to talk about.
Right.
We don't need to talk like details about
Right.
any sexual experiences, but I don't think at 30 years old it's would be wrong for you to say you're not a virgin.
That's okay. I respect your opinion. Like, I just don't feel that way about
Well, I
myself.
don't think it's
right
opinion.
now.
I think it's just factually
That's okay.
true. Like the current social mores and climate, I don't think it's objectionable to
Yeah.
at 30
That's
and
okay.
amongst a panel of your peers who are similarly aged to
Right.
simply say whether you're a virgin or not. But in any case, you already basically implied that you weren't. So
Okay.
okay. This is gonna be a difficult.
Would it be better for if he?
Actually, I'm sorry, Q. I didn't mean.
Oh man, Andrew, come on, man. I want to hear you.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to know really quickly. Would it be better if he would have asked you, based on the information you provided? Would it be? Do you think it's unreasonable, based on your dating history, and this new journey that you're on, that a man would accept that? Do you think
Accept
it's
what? I'm sorry.
like your current terms in which you would want to date?
I can't say for sure. Like, I don't know. Like,
You don't have an opinion either way on if that would.
it's not about that. It's more so about, like, I'm okay being alone. Like, I'm okay. So to me, even if I
Bro,
choose
she
to be married and
yeah,
have a husband,
she got traumatized. She got run through. She got run through, in my opinion. You know, that's what happened. Now she's traumatized because Sharon Tyrone, you know, destroyed her heart. And now she want to put boundaries on the nice guy. You know, that's what it is. Now now she's putting boundary in the nice guy. And not the nice guy supposed to just take it. Come on.
or not, that's okay. Like, it's the right person will be okay with that. Will respect my boundaries. Will respect what I need to make me feel safe, and that's okay.
So you're okay with. So you don't want to be married. You want to be married, but you're okay being.
Well, I would like to be married, but I also can accept that if I'm not compatible with someone in that regard, that's okay. I'm not going to force and be too attached to the outcome, but I am putting an effort. So that's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay.
Just trying to explain,
All right.
folks.
You got the floor is yours, Andrew.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, I was just curious. You got a dating coach for the express purpose, I assume, of learning dating techniques or understanding better about how the dating market works, right?
Yeah, and relationships in general as well. Yeah.
If a big part of relationships is going to be the history of the person, you would
Yeah.
agree with that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you're talking about dating specifically, then the history of a person, how they treat other people, how you treat other people, your sexual history, all of that is going to go into the idea of this compatible partner. That's what Q's talking about here, right? The
Right.
compatible partner. So when Brian's asking this, it's not designed to make you feel bad or horrible or anything like this.
Right.
It's to explore the viewpoint of what it is that you're after in the dating market.
Right.
And if your expectations are reasonable or if they're unreasonable based on what you're bringing to the table.
Right.
Not asking this in order to hurt your feelings or
No,
do
it's
something
okay.
like this.
No, I understand. I'm just not comfortable sharing that publicly. Like I said, I'm trying to rehabilitate into a society that I didn't really.
But you're in a dating podcast. But you are in a dating podcast. How somehow we're not supposed to discuss this. If I knew that I was invited to a podcast that it was very intimate, very, you have to, no, they're gonna ask you some questions, If I say yes, I'm agreeing to those terms. So now you come to the podcast, now you wanna put boundaries. Now it's a chest test. You have a lot of testers here. A lot of testers. And you guys have read the Pandora box back in the 2010s ish. You know what I'm talking about. Testers are basically females that are very selected or adored by other guys, like the OF. And this one over here. Like, come on now. You come to a podcast like this, you know what is coming. Otherwise, don't come to the podcast.
As a child growing up being more alone, so it's like it's a little bit different of a different experience for me to just share intimate parts of my history in that way, like intentionally, and so that's why I'm not comfortable with that.
Wait,
I did want to point out.
Yeah.
I did want to point out. One commenter said something here that's actually pretty clever and pretty funny, that you are indeed wearing rose-colored glasses. I just wanted to point that out.
Right. No, it's because I get migraines, and so for my history, like the rose-colored glasses block like some of the lights, like how bright they are. Yeah, it's for my migraines.
It's just ironic is all. I'm just pointing out it's very ironic. But anyway.
Okay.
Wait, you said
does
that
that mean?
you're...
My God.
Shit. What was it? You said something like your recovery, or what was it, the word you used? There's a word you used.
Recovered.
It was like,
She's
my
recovering through because of her trauma, meaning that she slept around.
recovery or something? Damn.
Now she's saying,
Because
no,
she said-
man, you have to pay more attention, Brian. You have to pay way more attention. They're trying to play games, and you have to be on top. I know it's a long podcast. You know, he's sitting in the podcast for hours. But this is where the social dynamics become very hard to track, because I don't know if they're tracking this, but I used to be a teacher, right? One of my students would just act out. I would just kick them out. But I would not kick them out because I hate the kid. It's just just to protect the other kids. If I would leave that kid in their classroom, all the kids would just go crazy, because that means the test that was shown to me, I failed. But in that case, to avoid that, I would just kick the kid. And that way I can just, protect my class. And that way I can send a signal that say, nah, I don't play around. Don't cross the line. And sometimes I think that's what is missing here. I think that's why a lot of people don't like Myron. And a lot of people do like Myron. It's like win-win. I mean, it's not win-win. It's both ways, right? The reason Myron just kicks some of the girls is because they're not complying. If they're not complying, that means that you're losing the test. Think about it, guys. Would an alpha guy, think about an alpha guy 1%er. Would he just be going back and forth with a female like this? No, he wouldn't. That in itself give you a feedback or understanding why you should not be having people like this. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just saying that she's just basically not built for this kind of podcast. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.